Dead Child Duo Podcast E3 Special Edition.
Yep.
I guess how are you doing, Alex? We're not really gonna get deep into that, but still feel like asking.
I'm doing pretty well. I've watched many E3 videos. How about you, Andy?
I watched all the conferences live.
I did not watch them live.
No, I didn't watch any of the videos.
Yeah. I watched them like archived.
Did you watch all the conferences, or did you just watch the things you cared about?
No, I watched them all.
Right.
I watched everything at E3.
Curate a list of every single game talked about. Besides, there's that one point with Square Enix, I got tired of writing down Japanese games that we weren't going to talk about. So I was like, I don't care.
So I watched everything that is on our notes, and I assume
that's everything besides PC Gamer Show.
Okay, so I did not watch that. That is the one thing I will say I did not watch.
We're not going to talk about that. So
yeah, so like I watched everything that was on our show notes from beginning to end.
EA, Microsoft, Bethesda, Devolver, Ubisoft, and Square Enix, and Nintendo Direct.
And Nintendo, yes, Nintendo, yeah. Watched them all.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it live. And I saw a lot of spoilers on Twitter and Discord, and I don't mind it. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a game.
I mean, it was just reason for me to watch it.
What do you think overall of E3 this year?
You know, I gotta say, I missed Sony. Sony. That was the one thing that just stuck out like a sore thumb to me. Like, I really wanted some PlayStation stuff.
This year, if I had to put it anywhere, it'd be disappointing.
You know, I talked with a couple friends, very good friends, Lazy Gaming Guys. You can find them at lazygamingguys.com. But they are very big video gaming streamers, as you know, and they follow E3 every year, and they're doing a show of their own to launch their new podcast for E3. And you know, I was telling them this year E3 was going to be kind of a bust, because publicly traded companies like GameStop have been saying for months now that 2019 and even the first 3 quarters of 2020 were going to be very weak in terms of software sales, because everybody's already looking towards that next generation of hardware. Though. Okay, go ahead.
2012's E3, so the year before the consoles came out, 2013.
Okay.
There was Far Cry 3, Assassin's Creed 3, Watchdogs announced. There was not Until Dawn, Last of Us announced. Like, there's so many big games announced in 2012.
Yeah, but Watch Dogs hit the next gen.
Yeah, but there's nothing announced this year for next gen.
Halo Infinite.
I mean, literally the only thing. Literally the only thing.
Yeah, but we're just in that weird area, Andy. Like, we're in that weird area. Like, this is the tail end. Like, it's hard
Xbox's
to believe.
year to be like, this is why we're the better console, and I think they fumbled the ball. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, but like, before we get into all this, let's keep in mind the current generation of consoles. I'm talking about Sony PS4, right? And Xbox One. They came out in November 2013.
Yeah.
They are over 5 years old. And anybody who's been a gamer as long as I've been a gamer knows that 5-year mark, it's usually it's graveyard time, generally speaking. Yeah, I disagree with you on that.
I mean, 2013, it was 2 months, but
what do you mean?
The console came out in 2013.
Yeah, I know, but like we're in year 5. In November it'll be year 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're 5.5 years in at this point. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, we're just, we're almost 6 years into this console generation. That last year to year and a half is usually pretty bad in terms of software. Everybody's already getting dev kits, and allegedly, big developers already have mock dev kits for the next gen for Sony and Microsoft. So, well, I mean, there you go. Anyway, kicking it off. Andy had a couple topics here. No, special E3 show.
Oh, the before E3 stuff.
Yeah, Destroy All Humans trailer.
Yeah, they came out a couple days before E3. They're remaking Destroy All Humans. I've never played.
I'm looking forward to
human game.
Yeah,
but I'll try it out.
Yeah, I remember when this game came out on the PS2 and the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
The original Xbox. Huge hit, massive hit, and very popular game. And it's hard to believe, but it's not the same THQ because THQ got bought and like repackaged, but there's like still THQ. They're still using the name. Yeah. But they're redoing Destroy All Humans, and it looks really good. And the trailer used a Rammstein song, which I really loved. And the original game was a lot of fun. And you know who it was really popular with? I noticed it was really popular with younger teens because it wasn't...
I mean, it's popular with my generation too, but like I just never played it.
Yeah, it wasn't like an M-rated game, but it was kind of edgy, right? So a lot of teens where their parents wouldn't buy them something that was M-rated, they would reach for this game, and it was a lot of fun. It was a cool game, and it was a neat concept. So I'm glad they're bringing it back and remaking it. I will probably buy it just for fun and nostalgia's sake.
And then we have another remake, SpongeBob: The Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated.
So
I'm gonna play it. I played the first one when I was a kid. Bro, I'm definitely gonna play it.
I never played this game, but I gotta say, I want to say it was only on PS2 and GameCube. Yeah, PS2. I could be wrong. It may have been a PS2 exclusive, but I remember I could never keep this game in stock at GameStop.
Bro, it was a great game.
It was such a hot seller, and I always kind of wondered, why did they stop making SpongeBob games? Because they were all really popular.
There's more than this, but like...
Well, there was the SpongeBob movie game.
This is the best one.
And then there were a few of them, but like I can't recall the last time, and somebody will probably correct me in the comments or on Twitter.
There was a SpongeBob game like 2 years ago.
Okay, well there you go.
There's I think a 360 SpongeBob game. I'm like super like 2012, I think. SpongeBob the skit movie, they had a game.
Yeah, but like
and there's like a SpongeBob baseball game recently.
See, but the thing is, Battle for Bikini Bottom was not a movie tie-in. It was like a
It wasn't even a TV show tie-in. It was just like its own thing.
So I kind of like that they're bringing that back. I feel like,
there was a guy
for a new generation of kids to like it.
A guy that speedruns this.
Yeah,
he's a 50-minute long video talking about it. Did you watch the trailer for it?
It was a very short trailer.
Yeah, there was no gameplay or anything. It was just SpongeBob going, oh.
Yeah, it was like a really short teaser, really. Not even a trailer.
This guy's a 50-minute video talking about it. And I was what is this?
Get excited.
He's a world record holder for speedrunning that game, though.
To be fair, I'm excited about it coming out just for kids. It's something that they could play. And I never played it before, but I remember it was very popular, and every single person I know that played that game said it was good.
Yeah. Moving over to EA.
Mm-hmm.
We have the heavy hitter coming up first with Star Wars Jedi, The Fallen Order. I have a couple notes I wrote while watching this. But are you excited about this game?
See, I'm not a Star Wars guy. Never have been, and probably never will be, but it looks really good. I watched the gameplay that they posted. Yeah. It has some very new things to Star Wars, like, the wall running. It seems like a real action game, Yeah. Like, there's wall running and hand-to-hand combat.
I feel like it feels more like Sekiro, though. It was, like, slow-paced.
It definitely, I could see that. And I like it, though, for one reason and one reason alone. EA's investing in a single-player only experience. There's no multiplayer to this game. Obviously, there would be no reason to have a pay-to-win system or microtransaction system.
You say that, but Middle Earth Shadow of War or Mordor, whichever one it was.
You're right. You're right. They could do something like that, but they said they're not going to do any of that.
Yeah.
Overall, I looked at this game kind of like I look at Wolfenstein, where it's like it's a single player only experience, and I wish game developers were more willing to take a chance on that. I realize it's not going to be a moneymaker, but this one looks good. If I was a Star Wars fan, I would want to buy this day one.
I'm a Star Wars fan. My notes are Forrest Whitaker's eye in the trailer needs to be more lazy. But the lightsaber, like in the actual trailer, to be for real, it seems like an actual lightsaber, unlike the Force Unleashed, where you hit a guy like a million times for him to die in Force Unleashed. In this, it was roughly one hit, one kill with it.
Yeah.
They added more like Force abilities, like there's like a freeze time one, which is kind of cool. They didn't show it, but there's a skill tree, which excites me.
Yeah.
There's a giant spider, which means you're not just fighting stormtroopers and stuff. And there's like, at one point they showed AT-AT, which means there's vehicles. I also like that it wasn't a CGI trailer. It was actual gameplay. There's no CGI trailer the entire time.
Yeah, I like that. They came right out with this. They let off EA Play with this, and it was very gameplay heavy. Like, it just looked like they had somebody playing the game.
Yeah, but it was a guy that was playing on expert difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, it looked great, and I wanted more of this.
It wasn't like the normal E3, like, oh, this guy's playing it. He messed up a couple times. Like, he actually took damage, and like
it looked live.
Messed up a couple times.
Yeah, so I agree.
Recording,
yeah, so I mean, it definitely looked like something that was recorded like one off. Yeah. And I will say this before we move on, unless Andy has any other points about this, but I wanted more of this presentation from EA Play, where it was just very gameplay heavy, not the CGI trailer stuff.
I don't think there's any CGI trailer.
What, for Star Wars or
for anything?
FIFA.
CGI trailer for Madden or FIFA? I don't know.
FIFA was to me, it felt very CGI heavy, and Apex. Well, we'll get into it, but like, yeah, I mean, Madden, I felt like
to be fair,
3-6
of these games already out.
That's true. I wanted more gameplay from
or 2-6.
Yeah, the ones that are not out right now. I wanted more gameplay. We'll get to that. Anyway, moving on. Apex Legends.
I know you don't really care about it. My thing is, honestly, who cares? They said they learned about their mistakes and that they learned from the community. They literally didn't. They literally did the exact same thing as season 1. They added a gun, a character. The character looks awful, and the gun, they literally stole it from Titanfall, so they didn't even make a new gun.
Mm-hmm.
This development of the game is so lazy. I'm never gonna touch it again.
So I watched it, and I was trying to understand what, like, I'm not the audience, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand when I was watching it, like, if I was someone who played it season 1, if you want to call it that, what would make me want to get back into it season 2 with what they showed? Failed. And I didn't see anything that would compel me to pick the game back up.
They tease like a dragon thing at the very end.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that.
Yeah, like, it was a lot of fluff, and they talked a lot about what they accomplished originally. Yeah. And then they showed what was coming that was new, and they seemed very excited about it.
Oh, the new character is awful. I can tell you that. It's not going to work.
But I didn't see any, like, but again, I need to say this. This is from someone who never touched this game, period. I didn't see anything that would make me go, I need to play this now.
They are trying to turn it into a story, and people that play Battle Royale do not get. They're trying to build like a whole backstory and stuff that they talk about a lot.
I don't think that works.
It doesn't.
It's kind of counterintuitive.
Literally,
really.
How Battle Royales work is you sit down, you don't have to think about anything, you just play it.
Yeah, you just keep going.
Yeah.
You get killed, you just go and
you die, you maybe get a couple kills, and you die. And
yeah.
Moving on to FIFA 20.
What about Battlefield 5?
Oh, I don't even have that in my show notes. That's why. Sorry.
It's in the show notes.
I have my own show notes, by the way. I make my own show notes.
I just want to say, like, this game got released, and within the first month, it got cut down to $30. And I will say, just like Apex Legends, I didn't play this game initially. I was very afraid when I saw the price get cut down to $30 to $20, depending on your region. I didn't see anything they showed that made me want to go like, man, I really need Battlefield 5.
My note literally just says don't care.
Okay, well, there you go. So Battlefield... and you know what? I would say that mirrors what most people think. Like, Battlefield 5 to me is kind of a dead game, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to FIFA
now. Yeah. Now it's Volta Football, which is something that you should get excited about.
Yeah.
Volta Football is just a change of pace mode. But this means that there's street version of each sport in NHL, NBA, and in FIFA. And if it's like every other mode, like Ultimate Team, it'll probably be in Madden next year. Like a street version of the game. It's really, for like what they showed, it's really just like a change of pace mode. I don't think it's going to be like a big thing. It'll be like the retro mode on MLB The Show. Like, if you ever just like, oh, I'm tired of this, you want to change it up a bit, or like, it'd be more than that. The retro mode really didn't get played, but like, you know what I mean. It's just it'd be fun to play with friends too. I don't think it'll be that big though.
To me, it looked like obviously a stripped down version, but a like successor spiritually to FIFA Street.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing, like trying to bring back street stuff.
But like also, to me, it felt like they were bridging the gap, right? Where like FIFA Street was very NBA Street like, where there was a lot of unrealistic stuff, and like when I watched this, it looked fun. It looked more arcadey, but still like grounded with some realism.
The Madden arcade mode.
Exactly. And like it looked fun.
Have you ever played Madden Arcade? The game? It's a good game. I like it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's something to pick up and play with friends and have a good time, and nobody takes it serious.
Mode, like the actual like Madden Arcade game.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, all right. I'll just make sure.
Yeah. Like it's just something fun to pick up and play, and you know, like nobody takes it seriously, and you just.
Well, I mean, it's FIFA. Everyone's gonna take it serious.
Because Madden had a really way back when they had an arcade mode on the original Nintendo Wii. Yeah. That was just a blast. It was like I forget what it was. I want to say it was like 6-on-6. Right, so it was basically like, you know, playing practice, right, against each other. You don't have to worry about a pass rush. There's more like playground style plays. It's a lot.
That was on Xbox version. There's a arcade, like, remember Xbox 360 arcade games? There's Xbox 360 arcade Madden.
Arcade. And like the Wii version was
6-on-6 was super fun.
Yeah, it was just fun. It's like NHL. They used to have a 3-on-3 game.
They still have it.
And it was the same thing where it was
they
like
actually have ones now too.
Yeah, you could just boot it up with a friend and, you know, play 3-on-3. It's fun. So FIFA finding new ways to make the game more fun, and I think FIFA has a bigger player base than Madden at this point.
Blows Madden out of the water.
Yeah. So, you know, FIFA just found another reason. Like, what they showed made me think about buying FIFA.
Oh, I'll buy it. I mean, I'll play it. I'll play FIFA every year.
Yeah. I'm not going to play with you, though. So.
Oh, because, I'll destroy you.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Madden 20 coming up next.
They showed nothing.
X Factor looks OP. All the abilities look overpowered. It looks like it doesn't. Same thing with FIFA and Madden. It looks like there's gonna be no defense played at all in both games. It's just all offense. I also wrote, it's nothing to do with the game, but is Juju the most overrated player in NFL history? Because people act like he's a top 10 receiver. I don't even think he's top 20.
He had one good year. You got to be really careful with the guy who was the second best receiver on his team had one good year.
Like, I feel like I can pick 32 better receivers.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I feel like I could pick 10. Maybe 15.
If he's not in the I will stand by that. He's not in the top 20. And even if he is, he's like
probably
17 or on. 17,
yeah,
18,
I
19,
I wouldn't put him in my top 15, but that's just me. Yeah. So.
And I wrote Clinton Oldenburg because you love him. He was there.
Well, I got into an argument with one of the EA devs today on Twitter because I felt like they were talking down to the fan base with the beta codes where they were like, don't give me fake sob stories. Tell me why you really want a beta code. Well, what do you mean fake sob stories? Like, how do you know it's fake? Like, somebody could legitimately be telling you why they want a beta code, and, like, how dare you? But...
I mean, who cares, honestly?
Well, you're right. I mean, here's the thing. I have been really critical of Madden. By the way, okay, if we want to get down to the EA Play side of it, before I get into my rant here, which I'm sure nobody wants to hear, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Screw it. Like, I don't care. But they didn't show anything. They didn't show anything at EA Play that I didn't already know about, that wasn't already shown. And yes, the Superstar X thing, I have major concerns, okay, that it's going to be overpowered, both offensively and defensively. And if you need any further proof, look at videos that they put out themselves of Pat Mahomes running around behind the line of scrimmage at full speed, also able to do running back moves. I don't know. I have major questions. I have not played the game, therefore I cannot make a final judgment. But nevertheless, they showed me nothing at EA Play that quelled those concerns from me. Now, as far as the game itself and their developers, I feel like their behavior after EA Play was unacceptable. A lot of them have been using beta codes for the Madden 20 beta to get themselves over. Some of them have been actively calling the community toxic and telling people that they're making up sob stories to get beta codes. Listen, people just want to play the game. That's it. Okay? So that's fine. You can, like, make that kind of an assertion if you want, but, like, don't get mad when people call you out and say, like, yo, you're using this to talk down to the community. I can't get over it. All last year, Oldenburg, Kralo, God bless him, and God bless the job he does. I know he takes a lot of punishment, and some of the other people that work on Madden, but in Madden 19, after a while, they started talking crap about the community. And it's like, your sales numbers are dwindling, right? They're not FIFA. They're not untouchable. I can't say this enough. Like, I don't feel like they respect the Madden community enough. EA Play was a good example of this. They showed nothing new. Very little gameplay.
Sure, Juju.
Yeah, he came on stage. I felt bad for him in a way because they were playing really, like, I don't know how to say it, man. Like, it was kind of cringy, dude. Yeah. I hate to use that word.
Also brought super famous fantasy football analyst Adam Rank.
Dude, I don't know. It just looked really dumb. And it didn't get me excited. And, like, so many times they were, like, playing to the crowd, like, oh yeah, Khalil Mack. Oh yeah, Raiders fans. And it was, like, very clearly a juiced crowd. But, like, even after that, after a while, they just stopped reacting. Like, people lost their excitement. They wanted gameplay. We didn't get it. And that's my Madden rant. So moving on. Sims 4.
Do you care?
My wife does. She's
not for us.
It's more Sims. The expansion they announced, believe it or not, got a crazy pop from the crowd. And the crowd that popped for it sounded very discernibly younger because it's a game for younger people. But it looked cool. All right. There's a game, unlike Madden, that continues to add new stuff to it to make it feel fresh.
Been widely popular for 25 years.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Forever.
Sims 4 is pretty legit. Like, I've watched a lot of gameplay on it, mostly due to my wife. It's pretty legit. It's a good game.
If you had to rate the entire show out of 10.
Man. I feel like Jedi Fallen Order, FIFA 20, even though it was limited what they showed, and then Sims 4 makes it a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 2.
Oh, shoot.
Literally Star Wars and then snooze past that.
It's funny. It's Chucky Milk time. So it's funny you mention that because one person I know who's not into sports at all and also not into shooters at all
must have really liked it.
Said that it was 2 hours of people talking on couches about games. So there you go.
Next time we move to your favorite, Microsoft.
Definitely not my favorite.
Your favorite. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
I'm a PlayStation guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you mean Switch guy? So Microsoft, we gotta get through a lot of things. Starting off, they have The Outer Worlds coming out October 25th, 2019. It's the new RPG by Obsidian, which is kind of exciting. Team that made Fallout New Vegas and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I probably won't play it.
I'll be honest with you. It didn't look like something that was for me. I like the premise, but it's not something I could see myself playing.
Next, we have Bleeding Edge. My God, this dog's gonna... Alpha comes out June 27th. It's the new Ninja Theory game. And why did all right, you're gonna take this. Sorry, the dog keeps on barking. Why is Ninja Theory making a multiplayer game? First off, because Ninja Theory makes great single player experiences, and also it just looks like Overwatch Melee Edition.
You pretty well summed it up. I mean, I was excited when they came out, and they were talking about, we're Ninja Theory, we're working on this new thing, and I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be great. And then they show this multiplayer Melee game that I love the art aesthetic behind it, and it looks like it runs like $1 million. But I don't know, dude. I just can't see it being successful in today's gaming industry where multiplayer games are so crowded. It was kind of a bizarre thing to me. I don't know.
It's just a waste of time for Ninja Theory.
I hope it works out, dude. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Moving on. Speaking of great single player experiences, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I really don't have much on this game because I think it kind of already sold itself based on the original game, which was outstanding, won multiple awards, critically acclaimed. Users that played this game, it's acclaimed by them as well, and this game looks even better. And that's saying a lot, considering the first Ori, what is it? Ori and the Blind Forest, I believe is the actual title of the game. Yes. it was so unbelievably well received. This looks even better, and that's impressive. So to me, it's something that I think most people will want to buy day one. And if you haven't already, I would tell you, go. It oftentimes goes on sale, and I would assume it'll eventually be added to Game Pass if it hasn't already. But, play the original.
Yeah.
It'll make you want to buy this one.
Third one?
Is it?
I don't know. I feel like it's the third one.
I thought this was the second one.
I could be mixing it up with a different franchise. But, I don't know. It's beautiful. Has great music. I never played the first one. But, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
I still respect it.
I get that.
Unlike other things where I was like, I don't care. I respect this one.
Yeah, this is actually the second one. I just want to make sure I get that right. But yeah, like it looks really good, and like I said, I would encourage anybody who hasn't already play the original, and then I think if you play the original, you'll definitely want to play this one. Moving on to Minecraft,
the long-awaited Minecraft 2, Minecraft Dungeons.
Oh man. Okay, I hate to say this, but like, did this not scream to you? We bought the rights. We bought the rights to Minecraft. It's making money, and it's still wildly successful. Don't let anybody fool you. Minecraft is still very, very heavy user count, and it's very successful still. But I feel like they were like, we have to do something else with this license. So here we go. Minecraft Dungeons.
Looks stupid. Tomb Raider and Halo attempted this. And they both, I feel like, this may be controversial with the Halo one, but they're both bad.
So the Halo one started, so the Halo one that you're talking about started as a mobile-only game.
Yeah.
It started as a mobile-only game.
Tomb Raider one was awful.
The Tomb Raider one I can't really speak to because I never played it. But the Halo one, I'll defend it, saying it originally hit mobile devices. It didn't do well, so they ported it to Xbox One right around the Xbox One launch in the hopes that people would buy it and play it. And it was all right, but I mean, like, let's be real. It's not a true Halo game, just like I don't think this will be considered a true Minecraft game.
What do you mean? Minecraft's awesome, bro.
Well, I mean, I think it is. I don't want to take anything away from Minecraft. I think it's a beautiful game that it was as successful and still is as successful as it is for a reason, but it's not for me. And this isn't either, but I don't know. Hope it works out. Blair Witch.
The biggest surprise of E3. Blair Witch game.
Yeah.
Initial reactions is what? Why? I was like intrigued by it. I was like, this looks awesome. And they kind of guessed it. And I was like, what is this? Just like Blair Witch. And then it pulled back, showed the forest, like the Blair Witch logo. It looks really cool. I might check it out. It comes out August 30th. I don't know if there's anything coming out around then. So I may have to check it out.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
It looked cool. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about it. So obviously it worked in that regard in getting people to talk about it, and I hope it does well. I might check it out myself.
Yeah. Then we have the biggest hitter of all of E3.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. Got a release date April 16th. We got a CGI trailer. We got Keanu Reeves, which is the biggest pop for some reason. Like, Keanu's awesome.
How could it not be?
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill this dog. The guy that said you're breathtaking to Keanu got the collector's edition of the game for free?
No, he deserves it.
Yeah. But Cyberpunk, what was there not to say about Cyberpunk? It's awesome. Everyone's gonna love it.
So it already looked great, and then I think this was the moment of E3 that literally stole the show.
Yeah.
There's a trailer. Keanu Reeves shows up in the trailer, and then he's on the stage coming out behind smoke.
Yeah.
And dark lighting. It was great. And, I was already hyped about Cyberpunk 2077, but I'm definitely more hyped now.
Yeah, I mean,
looks great.
The last big game of this generation. Too.
Yeah, you're probably right, and that to me, it's a day one buy.
Yeah. Then we have Spiritfarer, the 2D side scroller that I had zero interest in.
I don't remember much about this one.
It was the one with the boat where they like built up the boat.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it, but there's so much that I watched this week. It kind of slipped by.
Next, Battletoads.
This looked great.
Yeah. It's just going to be a fun couch co-op game. Beat 'em up.
That's all we want.
Fun. What else can you ask for a Battletoad game?
To me, I feel like this is long overdue. I played a lot of Battletoads as a kid on multiple consoles, and it was always really difficult, but it was always a really fun game to play on the couch. So, looking forward to it coming back.
RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. I watched the trailer twice, and I still can't tell you what I watched.
I am the same. I don't really feel qualified enough to comment on this game. I don't understand what it is.
I'll switch over to the other notes. We have all the Idea Xbox games. I'm going to quickly run through them, and if anyone that pops out, I know you're a fan of indie games. We have a Dead Static Drive, Pathologic 2, Star Renegades, Afterparty, Tabs, Total Accurate, Battle Simulator, The Good Life, Crosscode, Creature in the Well, Killer Queen Black, River Bond, Onto the End, Blazing Chrome, Felix the Reaper, Undermine, Supermarket Shriek, which is actually out right now, came out the day of E3, Secret Neighbor, Eichenfell, The Lord of the Rings living card game, Night Call, and Totem Teller.
They showed them so fast. I really don't feel like I grasp onto anything. No. But I will say this. ID to Xbox, bar none, from a console perspective, the best indie publishing program out of the 3 major console platforms. They really support these games, and they always try to shoehorn some time into the E3 conference for them. So, good job, ID at Xbox. I know they have to fight for that time. Also, Flight Simulator coming back. So, this one is a little interesting to me because I never had a PC that was good enough to play Flight Simulator. When I was a kid, when I was a young adult, etc. I believe I would have to go back and research this, but I want to say the last Flight Simulator game that came out was in the early 2010s. So this is a series that has been gone for a long time, and the last game they made has stayed on Steam, and from what I've heard, has been a consistently good seller. So this new Flight Simulator looked really good. I'm looking forward to it. I will probably buy it because I finally have a gaming PC, and those games were always fun.
You gonna spend the $1,000 to get a whole setup?
No, I'll probably play with a keyboard and mouse, but like I did when I was a kid. But you know, I used to go to computer lab and played at a computer lab, and it was a lot of fun.
I used to go to computer lab and play Pop Tropica. You know what that is?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Speaking of PC games, from the past, Age of Empires 2 is getting remastered. They're making a definitive edition of this one. Yeah. This is another game that I played a lot as a kid. This was Age of Empires, by the way. It was a game that even if you had a pretty bare bones PC, you could play this game on low settings. So I played this one a lot with friends over dial-up internet. So that tells you how old this game is, or the Age of Empires series in general is. But they're redoing it, and it looks good. This is another game that I could see myself buying, and I hope it does well. Maybe they make a new Age of Empires. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You ever play Age of Empires, Andy?
Nope.
It's a lot of fun.
Then we have Wasteland 3. it didn't sell me on the game. I played the second one a bit, but like the trailer really didn't sell the game. It looks completely different than the other games, and also turn-based strategies aren't really my thing.
It didn't really like. It didn't stand out enough to where I was like, I need to buy that.
It didn't really look anything special.
It was kind of sandwiched between some heavy hitters too, because I'm like, okay, for me, like, I did Xbox, you know, I love indie games, Flight Simulator. Hey, I've always wanted to play Age of Empires 2. Okay, great. Like, I'm glad to see Age of Empires again ever. And then this next thing is a huge deal for me. Yeah.
First off, Xbox acquires Double Fine Studios, which is only for the future. Psychonauts, which is the game we're about to talk about, is still going to be on all consoles. But Psychonauts 2, I never played the first one. I want to go back and play it.
Definitely go back.
Really like 3D platformers. Like I don't know, I'm really hyped about this game, even though I never played the first one. I'm excited. I can't wait.
So Psychonauts 1, I don't know if I've really talked about it on this channel / podcast
I've heard you
that
talk
much.
About it.
Oh, okay. Well, Psychonauts 1 was one of my favorite games and still is one of my favorite games of all time. So I purchased this game day one when it came out on the original Xbox. It was originally an Xbox exclusive. It's kind of crazy how things come full circle. So Psychonauts 1 was originally an Xbox exclusive that was an exclusive because Microsoft was publishing it. And they gave up the publishing rights, and Majesco, who I don't even know if Majesco still exists, I don't think they do, picked up the publishing rights, and they eventually put it on PS2 and PC later on. But initially I bought this game day one on Xbox. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's great. It's funny. Cool story. And there isn't another game on the planet like Psychonauts 1. They remastered it on the PS4 or maybe the PS3. PS4 or PS3. But you can play it on your PS4. So if you're on PS4, you want to buy it on there. It's also available on PC. And if you're on the Xbox platform, if you can track down an original copy of the original Xbox game, you can play it on your Xbox One. I think they even sell it digitally for like $10. But it's really good. Phenomenal game. Been looking forward to 2 for a long time. They said it wasn't going to happen. They crowdfunded this game, and people paid for this game in advance, basically, so that they would make it. And they bought Double Fine. Xbox buying Double Fine is a major acquisition. They've made a lot of other really good games. Grim Fandango, obviously Psychonauts, Brutal Legend, highly underrated game, by the way. Brutal Legend on the Xbox 360 and PS4. If you like metal, like hard rock, heavy metal at all, Brutal Legend is worth playing just for the references and the soundtrack. There's countless other games that Tim Schafer and Double Fine have made. The only reason Psychonauts 2 isn't going to be an Xbox One exclusive, and they did the right thing here, is because they felt the need and the responsibility, as they should, to give the game to people who crowdfunded it on PC and PS4. Yeah. So, but going forward, Double Fine is a Microsoft studio. And it's going to be weird because I think when they showed Psychonauts 2 footage, it said Microsoft Game Studios Presents. So there's a possibility that you're going to play a game on your PS4 that says Microsoft Game Studios, which is going to be kind of weird. But
it's another addition where like everyone's like Xbox doesn't have exclusives. They've over the past 2 years have low-key bought big like good studios.
Huge acquisition.
Like Ninja Theory, sorry, that we talked about earlier.
It's a big one. The only thing is Tim Schafer and Double Fine, they might as well just be one. There is no Double Fine without Tim Schafer and vice versa. Like, they're notoriously slow getting games out. So It might be a while before you see this one pay off, but good acquisition nevertheless.
We have a new Lego game announced, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Collection. All 9 movies.
Cool.
That interests you?
No, I'm not a Star Wars person, so yeah. But it looked good. It looks good. Those Lego games are fun. I had a lot of fun with Lego Harry Potter with my wife. So, yeah.
Then we have Dragon Ball Project Z Kakarot.
Looks great.
And just like you with Star Wars, I'm not. I don't. It's not my thing. Then we have 12 Minutes, a pretty intriguing game. It's an interactive thriller. They didn't really explain much, but it looked intriguing. I might try it out if it's on Game Pass, which I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Way to the Woods, which I could not tell you what that is. I completely forgot.
12 Minutes in Way of the Woods. Don't really recall much of them. I remember a little bit of Way to the Woods, but it didn't really stand out to me. It reminded me a little bit of Alan Wake. I know somebody's going to want to...
This is what Blair Witch originally did. Like when it first started the trailer, I was like, Alan Wake game?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Way to the Woods really, for some reason, I don't know why, it just reminded me of Alan Wake.
Then we have another big hitter, Gears of War 5, September 10th.
Yeah.
You get it early with Game Pass Ultimate. The Escape thing, I don't know if I really like it or not.
Not a fan.
I don't know.
Not
they made
a
a big deal about it.
I know they did, and I hope I'm wrong.
Didn't show any gameplay. Well, on the show, they showed it. They showed gameplay, but they didn't show it on the conference. And they made like a huge deal about it, but it spent a whole bunch of time with it.
See, I hope I'm wrong, but at the same time, I try to remind myself that I never play Gears of War for that. I always play it for the core single player campaign that you could play with a friend.
Yeah. I mean, I play it for multiplayer, and they didn't show anything about multiplayer, but I know multiplayer's gonna be fun because Gears has never failed with multiplayer.
Yeah, I like the multiplayer, but at the end of the day, Gears 1, Gears 2, I'll even go Gears 3 and 4 too.
Judgment?
I don't know. I just feel like the one thing that they never abandoned, and the one thing that to me was the nucleus of the game, was the couch co-op or online co-op campaign experience. I felt like that was always the strong suit of the game. Now, I fully understand that most of my friends that I would play that co-op experience with would then jump online and play hundreds of hours of the online too, because it was very good.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the online as much. I like to experience the story, play it co-op with a friend, maybe replay it again with another friend, have fun with that, play a little bit of multiplayer, and then I would move on. But I'm looking forward to Gears 5. To me, it's a day one buy.
Oh yeah, I'm getting it. Just for multiplayer though. And then it's one of 2 games this year that have Terminator in it. Why? Why is that a thing? Why are they trying to make that a selling point?
So to
no
me,
one
that
cares
was
about Terminator.
To me, that was so random.
Yeah, in both instances, no one like Terminator's not a selling point to me. And that's a new Elite controller. Cool, I guess.
Oh, yeah, $179. I can't afford it
for a controller that's only gonna last you a year and a half.
It looks so cool, and I wanted one of the originals so bad, but I just could never justify the price.
Do you think the Elite controller will be the default controller next console?
No.
Like Elite style?
No. Why? It would drive up the price of the console. Like, no.
Maybe Elite Edition console.
I feel like it's maybe, but I feel like it, and they tried that, by the way, with the Xbox One, and it didn't work out. I just don't feel like there's enough of an audience for that kind of a controller.
No, I would buy it, but I haven't never bought one.
I still feel like The Xbox One base controller, I still feel like it's the best controller on.
Mine doesn't have an RB button.
Well, Andy's been spiking his because of
this one
Call of Duty.
I
or
never
something.
threw this controller. I have to physically put on the RB button every time I play.
Well, nevertheless, my point is, I feel like it's the best standard out of the box controller on the market that comes with console. PS4 comes close. Nintendo Switch, get out of here. You don't even come close at all.
Dying Light 2 didn't sell me anything. I love the first one, but they never showed anything that got me hooked into the game.
Yeah, this looks great. I mean, I want to see more, but with how good the first one was, I have no doubt this will be even better. So I feel like I kind of gave it a pass because it didn't really show much.
Then we have Forza Horizon 4 Lego. If I don't see you streaming this, I'm unsubbing.
I love the game, and I love the base game. I love the expansions. What I like about Forza Horizon is the last time around, they did a couple serious expansions like Blizzard Mountain, and then they did a Hot Wheels expansion.
Hot Wheels and now Lego.
And the Hot Wheels expansion on Forza Horizon 3 was kind of ridiculous. Like there were loop-de-loops and, it was Hot Wheels in Forza Horizon. And then Forza Horizon 4 comes out, they have Fortune Island, and then they come out with the Lego one that obviously is less serious, but it looks fun. It looks great. So
that's why I went on Horizon. Like I want silly stuff and not like less serious racing game.
Yeah, great move by Forza on that one. Next thing was Gears Pop.
Last year they hinted at it. It could have been something. Like I wasn't really intrigued with it last year, but now it's just a complete ripoff of Clash Royale, and I just wrote lol trash.
I feel like it's so inconsequential. I don't really have anything to say about it.
Yeah. And we have State of Decay 2 Heartland DLC.
Another thing that's inconsequential. I don't really have anything to say about it.
I'll try it. I haven't played it yet. Then we have Phantasy Star Online 2. That doesn't intrigue me.
I used to be a big Phantasy Star Online player. Right now, I would say World of Warcraft is a better MMO. I understand the nostalgia factor, and I understand that this is a previously only Japanese title from Japan. But I sadly will not be buying this. I don't know. I can't see it.
Xbox acquires Smilegate, and the Crossfire X is coming to Xbox. The game's been on PC. I have no idea what that is, and I'm probably not going to play it.
Same here. It just kind of, at this point in the show, like first off, I was kind of recovering from the Phantasy Star Online 2 thing. I never thought that would come over here, but I don't really remember much about this or Tale of Arise. I don't remember much about that
also
either.
I have no idea. But to get past that, Borderlands 3, we got a CGI trailer. Everyone loves CGI trailers.
I mean, we're gonna buy this game anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like we didn't really need to see it at all. So,
but the Borderlands 2 DLC is actually pretty cool. They added a DLC to Borderlands 2 that leads right into this game.
That is true.
On Game Pass.
That is true.
If you never played Borderlands 2, you start off at level 30 if you don't have a character. You pick to start at level 30, which is cool. So they kind of like it builds you up. You can sample the game before you play it if you never played a Borderlands game.
They're doing everything they can to get people excited about Borderlands 3, and I like that.
And then we have Elden Ring. Not much shown about it, but From Software, George R. R. Martin. What's not to love? It'll come out.
It's from Software.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're capable of making a bad game. So
and then George R. R. Martin is helping create the story.
There you go. I mean, to me, it's almost too good to be true. They didn't show much, but I'm excited at the prospect.
It's like the Xbox version of Death Stranding.
That could be cool. Cause like I'm going into it really positive because when they started showing off little tidbits of Sekiro,
yeah,
everybody was like, "No, this isn't gonna work. It's not Dark Souls. Blah blah blah. It's not. What's the one? Nightborn, Bloodborne, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that
Bloodborne.
that was the PS4 exclusive." And I'm like, "No, guys, like, hold on. Like, this might be cool. Like, let's see." And we ended up with a great game that stands on its own. It's not a Dark Souls.
People
game.
are still playing it.
Yeah, dude. So, looking forward to it. I hope it's great.
Then we have Project Scarlet. Nothing really told about it. Only thing announced is Halo launch title. So we just get to that because I mean, there's nothing really to talk about besides Holiday 2020. Everything we already knew.
I do have a few things. Number one, want to mention, they did kind of hint at some specs that were interesting to me. Number one would be processor power. They said they were going to really heavily leverage processor power. I think we all know that the Xbox One, the main weak point on the Xbox One was the processor, not the graphical unit or the graphics card. It was the processor itself. If you look at the Xbox One X, it has a pretty much identical architecture, but the processor is better, and that's what allows for 4K gaming. So I'm glad that they're going back to a mindset of let's do processor first, graphic unit second, DDR6 RAM, which is very promising to say the least. And you gotta say, I don't think this will actually happen, but I hope I'm wrong. They said it's going to have an SSD instead of a hard drive, which would significantly improve load times and also data transfer speeds. So also, if you're going to do things like xCloud, an SSD would significantly help in that regard as well. So also, one final note before we move on from the prospective Xbox 720 or whatever the hell they're going to call it, it will have a disk drive. They did confirm that. It will have optical media. So, prospectively, this will be a 4K Blu-ray player as well, if you're wondering about that. Anyway, Halo Infinite. Going to be a launch title for this console, and they couldn't pick a better one. CGI trailer, that's fine. They could have just said it's Halo Infinite and it's going to be day one. And I would have been like, okay, fine, sold.
Is it just me, or does it look like a reboot? Like a reboot of the series? Because it felt Combat Evolve-y.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's a... No, I don't feel like it's a reboot. I feel like it's a continuation. They really heavily, not hinted, but like really pushed the Cortana storyline that persists going from Halo 4 to 5 to this. I do feel like with the name Infinite, I feel like this will be a game where some people might not like this, but I feel like they might sell add-ons to the game that add on story elements. Like
like a never-ending story. Like
kind of like episodic content, kind of like Half-Life.
Yeah.
Where it was like there was Half-Life 2, then there was Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and Halo, like Half-Life Episode 2.
Half-Life 3. No, I'm kidding.
No, Half-Life 3. I miss that, dude. Because like Half-Life 2 Episode 2 ends off in a major cliffhanger. But I do feel like with a name like Halo Infinite, they might be looking to do something like that. I do think that the Halo fan base would be receptive to it, though, because a lot of that fan base has read a lot of books, graphic novels, comics, purchased movies, you name it, all kinds of other media just to learn more about the Halo universe. Even games like Halo Wars were offshoots. So, I'm excited, man. I mean, I'm a day one customer of the Xbox Scarlet or whatever they want to call it.
And something that wasn't shown in the conference, but was shown for an Xbox thing that will excite you.
Mm-hmm.
Yooka-Laylee got a DLC announced. Yooka-Laylee and the Possible Lair.
I thought that was a completely new game.
Is it a completely new game? I don't know. I didn't look into it.
That was my understanding because somebody tagged me in it, and I said, "This will be
I thought
great."
It was an expansion.
Nah, dude. I think it's a whole new game.
Well, even better then.
Hope it
You
runs
rate
better.
the conference out of 10.
I'd give it a 7.
I get 5.
Oh, well,
It is a sequel. My bad. Never mind.
yeah.
I'm dumb.
I thought it was good. I thought it gave us everything that we wanted. Or we could have asked for.
It's a side scroller.
Wait, what?
The Yooka-Laylee sequel is a side scroller.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Never mind. I take back everything I said about it.
The 2D side scroller.
Oh, I see that right here. It says it isn't a direct sequel to the first game.
Oof.
Okay, well, moving on.
We have Bethesda.
Mm.
Starting off with Elder Scrolls Blades is on the Switch and got an expansion. We have Fallout 76 expansion, Fallout 76 Battle Royale mode. Why is Fallout 76 a Battle Royale mode? And then to get to something that was actually pretty intriguing, Ghostwire Tokyo.
That looked great.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The Evil Within developers. Never played the Evil Within game. I played it for a little bit. I mean, at a friend's house, but it looks great. I mean, I'm very intrigued in that game. Then we have Commander Keen, another mobile game that no one cares about. Elder Scrolls Legends, card game of the year expansion.
Game of the year.
Rage 2 DLC. We're just flying through this. Wolfenstein Cyberpilot VR game.
Mm-hmm.
The Wolfenstein Youngblood. Intriguing thing is they announced co-op to the Wolfenstein game, which is be fun. Killing Nazis with your friends, coming out July 27th, 2019. And then getting to a game that we can talk about, Arcane Studios' new game, Deathloop. And Arcane is just one of those studios I don't think they've made a bad game. And it looks very good.
No, you're right. Real quick, I know we kind of glossed over some of these. I just want to throw a couple comments in there. Elder Scrolls Blades looks really cool. I don't know that it'll be a big deal on the Switch, but it's a cool game, and I applaud them for taking the time to put it on there. Fallout 76, I just got to say that felt like damage control to me. I feel like they're trying to reinvigorate interest into the game where there really isn't much. The Elder Scrolls Online expansions, same thing. I'm going to say people just did not have an interest in this game after the first couple months. Everybody that I know that started the game has moved away from it. So I really just don't have much to say on that. Commander Keen, I feel like there's a time and a place for that type of game, and it's long gone. Mobile card game, it is what it is. Not really much to say there. Rage 2 DLC, I feel like we kind of knew that was coming. Wolfenstein VR game looked good. And then Youngblood looked really good. I was really impressed with Youngblood. And finally, before we get into Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo looked outstanding. Original story, cool concept on the gameplay. Everybody that was involved with the presentation, the audience, they were very excited for it. I felt like Ghostwire Tokyo was the high point of Bethesda's entire presentation. In terms of the audience excitement and my excitement. Deathloop would be a close third.
You play any what's it called? What's the game they made? The one where you can like beat the game without killing them. Dishonored. You playing Dishonored?
No, I watched someone play it, but I didn't actually play it.
It's a fun game.
It looked great. I mean, I just sat there and I watched them play it.
Yeah.
One of Ashley's cousins was playing it, and it looked like a lot of fun. Deathloop will be close third for me, in terms of favorite game from their presentation. Unique concept, new series, something that hasn't been done before, and I love the duality of it. It looks like a game that you're playing from both sides, and that's kind of cool.
Like a Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, but I like that because if you do it right,
I never played that one.
If you do it right, it could enhance the replay value of the game.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like Mass Effect, where
Dishonored was super replayability.
Yeah, and like same thing with like Elder Scrolls games, where like the first time I played Elder Scrolls 4 was very different from the second time I played. Like I played with a different type of character, and I made different decisions, and like it led to a very different campaign experience. So Deathloop looked really interesting. And then, like I said, Ghostwire Tokyo was definitely by and far, and this is saying a lot, my favorite game they presented. But Doom Eternal was definitely my second. It looked just badass, like you would expect.
We know what we're getting out of Doom.
Yeah, but I love it.
Just a game where you turn your brain off and just kill demons, and it looks so good.
could not have looked better, and that's saying a lot because Doom 2016 was an outstanding game that I still tell people today, buy it, play it.
It's on Game Pass.
Well, there you go. You gotta play it now.
Yeah.
You can Game Pass right now. You can get Game Pass
for $1.
For $1.
You guys
for a
get
month.
We skipped over the Xbox One. We didn't mention it. Game Pass Ultimate. You can get Game Pass on PC now.
Yep.
Try it out.
Huge win. Try it out. Yeah, man. But Bethesda's presentation overall, what would you give it?
First off, no Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6 even mentioned.
They mentioned it, but they didn't actually like.
Did they mention it? They
said twice. They said twice that it's coming, but they didn't give any details other than that.
I mean, it's just next generation stuff.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 5. And Ghostwire, you saved it, bro. Because it would have been a 3 without you. Because
Ghostwire looked cool.
I knew Doom Eternal was coming out. Deathloop and Ghostwire were the only two things that really got me hyped that I didn't know about before.
Then we move over to Devolver. This will be a quick one. A bunch of indie games.
They try so hard to be funny.
I mean, I like it.
I know.
I think it's my
I like it too.
Conference. Devolver, they announced Fall Guys Ultimate Knockdown, a death run battle royale game, which is intriguing. Then Devolver Bootleg, the 8-in-1 package, which looked cool. Bunch of their games, all in one bundle. If you haven't played them. And a game that really intrigued me, Carry On. It looked like a fun game I would only play on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like a fun game to go around. It had felt like The Thing, where you play as a monster and you kill things. The more people you kill, the bigger you get. Looked really cool. Enter the Gungeon Arcade. The Messenger got a DLC. And My Friend Pedro looked cool from the small bit that they showed. You got anything to say about any of those games?
Yeah, I actually do. So, Fall Guys looked great. I want to see more of what the actual gameplay will look like. But I love the concept, and I don't think I can't think of anything that's like that right now. But
I mean, it's a mixture between death run games and battle royale games.
Yeah, and I can't really think of anything out there right now. I'm sure somebody could come up with an example, but I couldn't really think of anything of it that really reminded me of it. Devolver Bootleg 8-in-1 looked great. A couple of those games are really good. Hotline Miami, and
Hotline Milwaukee.
yeah, what is it? Ape Out and Enter the Gungeon, I know are all very, very popular and very well received. So I would say that was a good thing. Carry On, it didn't really interest me, but it looked good. And then my friend Pedro was the one thing that really caught my interest. Like, it looked really cool.
The small bit they showed.
Yeah, and they try really hard to be funny with Devolver Digital, and they've come a long way. A couple years ago, it was really bad, and this year I feel like they were funny. They still got their point across, and it's good to see them get a spotlight because they're an indie publisher. So
I give them
good
8
on
out of
them.
10.
I would, I'll give them an 8 out of 10 too. There you go.
They know what they're about, and they just everything on there. I feel like you could have fun playing.
And they got right to the point, man.
No low
I
lights.
love that I got everything I needed in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They move over to Ubisoft, starting off with a band, the Assassin's Creed Orchestra or whatever, which is a complete waste of time.
I skipped it.
I'd watch it live, so sit through it.
I skipped it. I saw it. I skipped 2 minutes ahead. They were still playing.
Yeah.
Skipped 4 minutes ahead. They were still playing.
Yeah, then we have Watchdogs Legion coming out March 6, 2020. Looks amazing. Look like they did something to make it different than the other Watchdogs games. The whole like recruiting, like the State of Decay feel, where like there's multiple characters, there's no main character, and like you're a hacking group. They didn't really talk that much about the story.
Yeah,
it looked really cool.
Yeah, they talked a little bit about the story, but not much, and I think that's good because you don't want to give too much away. The idea is you're rebelling against a totalitarian government that relies on heavy use of censorship, and it's a good storyline. I think most people can identify with that. Yeah. I like the idea that you can recruit anybody in the city and that everybody has a character profile.
I hope that there's people that you like will like mess you up if you recruit them. That makes
no, that makes sense. That would be cool.
Yeah, like you recruit someone and they try to turn you in.
Graphics looked amazing. Gameplay looked great. You guys know I love the first Watch Dogs. Love the second one even more. This one looks like an improvement on Watch Dogs 2, which I didn't know was possible. So, for me, just like the first two games,
coming out this year or next year, sorry.
Yeah, for the first two, just like the first two games, for me, it's a day one buy. Looks great.
Yeah, and we have Mystic Quest TV show for the people. It's Always Sunny Philadelphia. Okay, why announce this at E3?
Yeah, I didn't understand why this was. It looks cool, but I just didn't know why it was part of this.
Yeah, I don't know why it was part of E3. There's a lot of stuff this year that I don't know why it was part of E3.
It's kind of weird.
We have Rainbow Six Siege new operator, Brawlhalla added Adventure Time characters. Mm-hmm. And we have Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the sequel to Wildlands, I believe.
That looks great.
To October 4th. And then, just like Gears of War, Terminator's in it. Why is Terminator in this?
I just don't see Terminator in either one of those games. It doesn't
make sense.
It doesn't fit either universe. And here's the thing: Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the storyline is great.
Oh, it looked cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like terrific, and I gotta say, out of everything that Ubisoft presented, my favorite game was Watch Dogs. But
yeah, this is
most people I talked to said they were more excited than anything else about Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah.
But not a single one of them mentioned Terminator. So I don't know how much that's getting them.
They keep on. It's
the story.
But,
the story
awesome.
Is great, and I think that's what sells the game.
I like how it's it's one of the only games this year completely out of nowhere, and they're like October, it's coming out.
Yeah.
And then we have another mobile game, Tom Clancy Elite Squad, the good, not the Tom Clancy game everyone wanted.
I didn't understand it.
Sam Fisher's in it.
It's
the game everyone wants it.
I heard groans from the audience when they heard the name Sam Fisher, because everybody was like, "We want another Splinter Cell, darn it!"
There's not going to be a Splinter Cell game this generation.
You know what? Your prediction.
They're not going to announce one next year.
Your prediction from DCD32 is coming true. It's either going to come out in the very tail end, or it's going to get skipped to that next generation. Yeah.
Then we have Just Dance. Cool. Like it's
how
my thing. I respect
is
it.
This it's amazing that this series still sells. And then Siri thinks I'm talking to my phone, but it's amazing that it's still selling, and they still make a version for the original Nintendo Wii. Did you know that?
No.
It's pretty crazy.
I mean, I feel like the Wii's the perfect spot for it.
It definitely is.
Switch.
It's
Switch
where it
also,
made.
But
yeah, but the original Wii is where they made all their sales originally.
At a old girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
And the Kinect version was super wonky.
They're all super wonky, dude.
And then we have my biggest disappointment of E3.
I saw this and I was like, oh, Andy's not going to love this.
For Honor Shadow of Hitokira expansion. Who cares? The game's dead. The game's been dead forever. Announce the sequel. Dude, For Honor 1 was awesome. Dude, why? They started off, and I was like, here it is, For Honor sequel. It's happening. And it was just a DLC. Oh my god, that's so dumb. The game's, 2 years old now? The player base is dead. It's been dead since, like... It came out in February, I believe. It's been dead since, like, March. And it's not like it didn't sell well. It was the highest-selling game 2 years ago for a long time. Like, well into the year.
See, I didn't know that.
Biggest selling game. Like...
I didn't know that.
It came out in February, and then Wildlands, I think, came out in March, if I remember correctly. And those were the two highest selling games for a long, till like July or August. But like, announce a sequel, come on, please. We have Rainbow Six Quarantine. What is this? I don't know what that is. It looks... I couldn't tell you what that is.
I don't understand it either. I didn't understand, because they talked about Rainbow Six earlier, Siege, and I was like, what do you mean quarantine? And I didn't really quite understand how this was different, but it's apparently a different game.
Yeah, it's a whole new game.
And I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know if Rainbow Six is big enough to, from a layman's perspective, my biggest issue with this is, so you had Ubisoft Montreal make a whole new Rainbow Six game while Siege is still active and still getting a lot of support. Games. Yeah. But you don't do a new Splinter Cell? It's weird. Like, I don't know. I just can't see this doing well.
At least something we're going to talk about Square Enix. Something... we're talking a lot about Square Enix. Not necessarily Rainbow Six, but...
See, because like when I originally, when they originally said quarantine, I was like, oh, maybe it's like another mobile game or something. No, this is like a whole separate, like a DLC. No, it's a whole separate game. It's just kind of bizarre to me.
And we have
Division 2 is getting an expansion. I think we all expected that. Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be really good. Division 2 is great. I recommend playing it if you can't.
They're moving back to New York City.
If you can't buy it, I know right now, it's free. It's free to play. So you could try it out for free, but it's really good.
And they also announced the Division movie, Netflix original, which means it's gonna be garbage.
Oh wow, there you go.
It has the director from Deadpool 2 and Atomic Blonde. I can't think of who that is. But Netflix original movies, Netflix original movies aren't hitting well. They have an awful batting average. They're under the Mendoza line, probably.
Yeah, they're all right.
Then we have Uplay Plus, the EA Access version for Ubisoft, $14.99 a month, which is a bit expensive for like a third-party company, But Ubisoft has their package where you get a bunch of games. It's cool.
And they're bringing it to Stadia. If you're a Google Stadia person that pre-ordered that, it's coming in 2020 to Stadia. I think this would be more successful on consoles, but I could also see it doing pretty well on PC because there are many old school Ubisoft gamers that still insist on playing on PC, so I could see this working.
Yeah. Then we have Roller Champions, the Rocket League for roller derby.
Dude, it looks fun. And
I watched someone play the alpha. It looked fun. It was really laggy, but I mean, it looks fun. It's probably free to play.
Every single person that I've seen talk about playing it, like actually playing it, has said it's more fun than it looks.
I mean, the trailer looked fun. I watched someone play the alpha.
That's saying a lot because it looks fun.
Yeah. Then we have Gods and Monsters. Who is making this? The Assassin's Creed people. It's another thing with like the Ninja Theory thing I said earlier. Why are you wasting your time on this?
I don't know, man. I watched it twice, and I just couldn't get into it, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it being a big deal.
And then another thing. Where is Beyond Good and Evil 2?
I had that same question. I really did. I was like, where is that?
I know for a fact this one wasn't even mentioned. Unlike Starfield. I watched this one with full 100% focus, and it wasn't even mentioned Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
All right, do you have to rate this out of 10?
So, I'm gonna give it an 7.5.
No, I gave it a 4. I'm a lot harsher, I guess.
Well, they gave me Watchdogs.
Yeah.
They played Rainbow Six Siege up. It's a strong point for them. It's not a game that I would play. Ghost Recon Breakpoint looks like way better than Wildlands, and that's saying a lot. They have Just Dance, and then I felt like Uplay Plus is a huge win, but I thought it was good. I just wish we got Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yeah. And I really wish we got a Splinter Cell. I think if they put Splinter Cell in there, I think everybody feels like this is an 8 or a 9 on a 10 scale if there's a Splinter Cell.
Everyone's saying like this is the end of E3, but I feel like everyone's just like holding back their punches for next year. And watch next year. Beyond Good and Evil 2, Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, the Splinter Cell game everyone's been waiting for. Like bam, 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 big game for the new console.
Yeah.
Then we move to Square Enix. Get used to me saying Final Fantasy, because there's 6 Final Fantasy games.
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't know if you care. I don't.
I do. So, I never played this game, and I just have a couple things to say on it. Number 1, it looks great. Number 2, people romanticize the original game when in reality it was quite flawed. If you hold it up to today's standards, you would say it was a flawed game. Just saying. Number 3, all of the people out there, and you know who you are, and some of you are fellow content creators who made clickbait videos talking about how they were going to take Final Fantasy VII and split it into 2 individual $60 games. If you were one of those people who spread that rumor, you need to eat a big old plate of crow right now, because that's not happening, and you were creating drama for no reason to get clicks to your own podcast, website, channel, etc. They never, ever officially said that they were going to do that, and that's not the case. This game looks really good. I will be playing it, and the reason I'll be playing it is because I didn't own a PlayStation 1, and I never got to play this game, so I'll get to experience it on the Xbox
like I said
One.
Earlier. I like turn-based strategies.
I really wish it was still a turn-based game. That would be my one criticism of it, is I wish that it was that, but I understand that Square is really, really, really trying to move on into like this action hybrid RPG style, but it looks great.
All right, just stop me if you're interested in any of these, because I'm not. I'm just gonna start naming them. Life is Strange 2, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered, The Last Remnant Remastered, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Dragon Quest I don't care, figure it out. Circuit Superstars Battalion 1944, Square Enix Music, Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, Final Fantasy 14.
Real quick, I need to stop you on Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Shout out to Stir Become One. I hope you get it, but I feel like that was really so everything that you mentioned. First of all, Life is Strange, great game, great series. Glad they're coming out with a second one. Everything else to me didn't really feel like anything meaningful.
Yeah.
Maybe Dragon Quest Builders 2, maybe? The other 2 remasters. Why are they remastering Last Remnant? That game was garbage. I don't know why.
There's so many remasters though.
No, I'm saying this.
I'm
really sorry. I'm sure somebody's going to want to kill me for saying this, but Last Remnant was garbage. I'd say that as someone who thought that game was going to be good, and it came out on the Xbox 360 as I believe an exclusive. It's garbage. It's garbage. Final Fantasy 14 Online Shadowbringers. You know what? Final Fantasy 14 Online has experienced a resurgence as of late. And Shadowbringers looks really good. I say that as somebody who plays World of Warcraft and has no interest in Final Fantasy 14, but that's going to be a big deal.
The Last Remnant got a 5.5 on IGN.
It's bad, dude. It's not a good game. It's very clunky.
Dying Light 2. We talked about it.
Looks good.
Saga Scarlet Grace. Romancing Something 3. I don't know what the second word was. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, Outriders, Oni Naki, Final Fantasy VIII Remaster. And then we have Avengers coming out May 15th, 2020. I have some things to say about it. The game looks awful. It's not even like a thing like I just like the movies. The game genuinely looks terrible. I don't know if you have any thoughts about it.
So you said it's a first off, let's go back. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered.
Yeah.
They announced that? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, it was the very end of right before Avengers.
Oh. That might be good.
And it's not like a full-fledged like 7 remaster. It's just I think they're re-releasing it.
Yeah, but you know what? Final Fantasy VIII doesn't get its just due. That was a really good game. It just followed Final Fantasy VII, which I think we can all agree was epic. The Avengers,
we can all agree.
I hope it's good. I know you don't agree. The rest of it, I really can't recall it. Here's the thing, man. I hate to be like this, but if you're listening, you're going, these guys are idiots. They don't really respect Japanese games. You're probably right. The amount of Square Enix games that I've played is pretty limited.
Sleeping Dogs and Tomb Raider.
So I love those, but I mean, if we're talking about like traditional Japanese games, I've played a smattering of the Final Fantasies. I haven't played them all. Final Fantasy 13 I really liked, and I also really liked Final Fantasy 11, the MMO, and I have a high respect for Final Fantasy 14, but I've never played like Kingdom Hearts or Dragon Quest or anything like that. They look really good, but I don't play them. I don't know.
Give the whole conference a 1 out of 10.
I don't feel like I can really rate it. I mean, so I'm just gonna give it like a 7.5. I mean, like, here's why I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a 7 in honor of Final Fantasy 7. And the reason I'm gonna give it a 7 is people have wanted this game for so long, and even if they were considering this thing that people were using as clickbait for years of splitting the games up in $60 increments, one person I know was on their channel talking about they were going to split it up into 4 $60 games, okay, which is absurd. Even if they were considering that, they did the right thing. There's a beautiful collector's edition coming out as well. So that finally gets made. And I've got to say, they've been talking about that Final Fantasy VII remake since the PS3 launch. A lot of people don't remember that, but I do. So overall, I mean, it's a good one if you're into JRPGs and Japanese games. So 7. Andy?
It's not my thing.
Give it a rating. Gotta give it a number.
I gave it a 1.
What?
I did.
You're terrible.
I rated before you.
I
got a 1.
You're terrible. Okay.
Nintendo Direct.
Moving on to No Friendo. Nintendo.
We have the Smash DLC, Dragon Quest, as talked about earlier. I don't care.
Looks cool.
Something that I really like, I haven't played Smash yet, but one of my favorite game characters of all time, Banjo-Kazooie.
I love that.
Yeah, it's... What's not to like about Banjo?
That got a lot of buzz on my Twitter timeline. So, definitely a good decision there. Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition. Didn't really interest me, but I'll tell you who it did interest. My wife wants to play this game. So the trailer for that convinced my wife that she wants to play it on the Switch. So, Andy, any thoughts on Dragon Quest 11?
Oh, we went over this.
Okay.
Could not care less.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Something I do care about.
You guys know this. I love the first one. I love the second one on the DS. I played that one with my wife. And my wife has also told me that we need to buy this day one. She asked me if we could pre-order it now. So,
and they added something for you guys to play together, the Luigi stuff.
Yeah,
they added, like something like a bunch of Switch games are doing, where it's not forced co-op,
but it's like optional. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it looks terrific in terms of graphics.
Yeah,
which to me is a big deal because Luigi's Mansion has always had terrific graphics, and this definitely keeps up with that. I feel like it's kind of a trademark of the series. Like, it was always a technical wonder from a graphics standpoint, so it looks good. Dark Crystal Netflix game. I don't even remember
One thing about Luigi's Mansion, does it have a release date yet?
No, that was the one thing that disappointed me.
Yeah, that's what why is there no release date? It's coming out this year, probably, or early next year.
Please come out this year.
It looks close to finish. I don't know. And then Netflix, The Dark Crystal. The only thing, another TV show on Netflix, which is intriguing to me, because last time I checked, Netflix isn't on the Switch. So, why is this a thing?
I didn't think of that, but you're right. Yeah, I don't know.
Then a game that I'm interested in, Zelda's Link's Awakening.
Looks great.
Yeah.
I was already hyped for it.
I never played it. I've actually never played a Zelda game.
Nah, this is a good one. This is a good one to start with.
Yeah.
And it's kind of amazing that this game that is, if I'm not mistaken, almost 30 years old is getting a rebirth.
Looks beautiful, too.
And people are very excited about it. So, you know, it just goes to show, like, if you make a classic game, it truly can, unlike The Last Remnant, if you remaster something great, people will be excited for it no matter how old it is.
Like it's a classic, apparently.
Definitely.
I've never played it, so I can't really say.
It's absolutely a classic. Like, it's from the golden age of, Nintendo games.
Then we have Trials of Mana. I've never played a game. They announced a new game. The original 3 are now on the Switch.
It looked cool, but I probably won't play it. It's not my type of game.
Then we have The Witcher 3 on the Switch, which is cool.
Trailer looked a little rough, but we'll see.
I mean, they're going to have to downgrade the graphics, obviously.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Like, they had a hard time with but they did good with it. Like, but I know the development was tough for Doom and Wolfenstein.
Downgrading graphics, but you can play it on the go. Especially like The Witcher 3, it's a super massive single player game.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's just, you have to downgrade it and optimize it.
Then we have Fire Emblem Three House, another JRPG. It's not my thing. Resident Evil 5 and 6 on the Switch. No More Heroes. I mean, they have 0, 1, 2. No, I don't have 2. They have 0, 1, 4, 5, and 6, I think, now.
I know, but why?
People like Resident Evil games popping now.
I mean, I don't know. It might be cheap to bring them on over. No More Heroes 3 look good.
I've never played one, but
it's a good series. It's a good game.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but as someone who's played them, they're good.
It's just I don't really like Japanese games. Like,
yeah.
The closest Japanese game that I've been intrigued to is the Yakuza games.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't touched it. Then we have Contra Rogue Corps. Who asked for this? It looks awful. Like, genuinely looks... Like, I said Avengers looks bad. This looks like a 3DS game. Like a 3DS launch title. Like, it will look terrible. The only cool thing out of it is Contra Collection, which is out on Xbox right now, and should be out on PS4 and on Switch right now. Contra's a great game series. Check it out.
Gotta take the good with the bad, man.
I think it's $20 for the 10 Contra games. Then we have Daemon X Machina, another game that doesn't intrigue me.
It was just weird. I don't know what to think. I'm not the audience for this.
It's like a Gigan thing.
Yeah, I'm not the audience for it. I watched it with my wife, and she was just like, I don't know what this is, and like, do you know? And I was like, I don't know, Ashley. I have no idea what this is about.
Year. Then we have another 3DS launch title coming on the Switch, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Not actually, but Panzer Dragon. The game also looks pretty bad.
Is this Panzer Dragoon?
You are frozen on my screen. Hopefully you can hear me.
I'm sorry. It is Panzer Dragoon on the Switch. It's a remake.
What's the original?
I believe the original Panzer Dragoon was a Sega Saturn title.
Oh. I mean, it still looked bad.
It did not look good. I just wanted to make sure that I was talking about the right game. But yeah. Why are they remaking a Saturn game at this point?
I don't know. Why are they remaking half these games?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the Switch has become like this dumping ground for remasters. And I hate that. So I'm not really excited about this. Like, Panzer Dragoon had a time and a place, and it was 97 or whenever it came out. Like, not now. Sorry.
Then we have Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Looks great.
I know your wife is really excited about it.
Day one customer.
Yeah. Looks awesome.
Yeah, looks great. Looks terrific.
Astral Chain. I don't remember anything about it. Empire of Sin actually pretty intrigued me. It was like a top-down mafia game. They used to like take over the city.
Yeah, that looked cool. That one stood out.
Yeah, I may have to check that one out. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
It's a Switch exclusive, so if you want to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance, if you're a fan of that series, and I know there's a lot of people out there who are fans of that series because they were great games, 1 and 2. It's only on the Switch, and it looks good.
And then Cadence or Candace of Hyrule. Another Zelda game. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a hard time putting my finger on what Cadence of Hyrule really was.
Yeah.
Like, I get that it's kind of a crossover game. I don't know, man. Like, I didn't really, I had to do more research on this game, and I didn't have time to.
Then we have Mario and Sonic at the Winter or Summer Olympics 2020.
Dude, these games are not that good.
Yeah.
Like, they're okay. Like, they're okay. They're average, above average games. But they sell.
They're just mini games.
Dude,
it's
they
really
sell.
A game full of mini games.
You would be shocked. Look up the sales numbers on
it's the official game of the Olympics, apparently.
Yeah. And, you know, I remember when I was at GameStop, they did one for the Summer Olympics, and then a couple years later, they did the one for, 2 years later, they did the Winter Olympics one. And I remember both of them just selling unbelievably well for both the Wii and the DS at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, like, it's just my store. Like, this can't be selling that well. Years later, someone was, like, talking crap about the game. Like, oh, it was so terrible. How could they have ever made it? And I was like, hold on. Let me do a little bit of research. I look up these games. They were some of the top-selling games of the year when they came out. So, like, I'd keep making them until they stop selling.
We have then a game I'm really interested in. I've never played an Animal Crossing game, but Animal Crossing New Horizons. A lot of these, like, I don't know. I was never like a Nintendo guy. I played some Nintendo games. Like, I played the Marios.
You don't know what you're in for, man. You're going to get so addicted. Animal Crossing is
I've heard stories about
fun.
Animal Crossing.
It's so fun. You know, the best part about Animal Crossing is you don't have to play it for hours a day to progress. Like, you can pick it up and play it for 15 to 20 minutes a day and get everything done. And, like, that's kind of how they design the game. They don't want it to be something that you play for hours a day. But it's really, really successfully done. The only thing I'm disappointed in is that it's not coming out this year. I really thought Animal Crossing was coming out in 2019.
It's kind of jam-packed this holiday season.
I get it. I know they want to space stuff out, but come on, give me Animal Crossing sooner.
Then we have a bunch of games coming that are already out or were showcased at other places. Spyro Reignited, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Once again, stop me if anything intrigues you. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the Witch, Minecraft Dungeons.
Whoa, Minecraft Dungeons. Sorry. Keep going.
Elder Scrolls Blades, My Friend Pedro. We talked about earlier. Really intriguing. I think I'll buy it on the Switch over the Xbox. It feels like I don't know. It looks like a game that'll be a Switch game. That makes any sense.
I feel like it'd be more fun on the Switch, yeah.
Yeah. Doom Eternal, The Sinking City, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Dead by Daylight, Alien Isolation, Dragon Quest II, Builders 2, Just Dance. Catan looked pretty interesting. Like Settlers of Catan coming out on the Switch. I feel like the Switch would be like a good game board, like a good console for a game board game. You know?
No, you're definitely right.
Even though Monopoly on the Switch apparently runs like absolute garbage.
Which stinks because, like, I feel like if they could get the Monopoly that runs on Xbox One on Switch, it would be great because the
Xbox One Monopoly is really good.
It's really good. I own it, and
I have all the achievements.
I've played it with Ashley. Yeah, it's really great for achievements if you're into that. It's very easy to get them all, but like it's really good playing it locally. But I gotta give it credit. If you play it online, it's really good online too with friends. Like, it's unbelievable how good they did with Monopoly. And I say that as someone who owned Monopoly on the Sega Genesis and, you know, rented it on like N64 and like all these other consoles throughout the years. Monopoly was always kind of like some crappy marketing tie-in game, right? But the one on Xbox is
you can build your own board and stuff.
It's also on PS4.
And then other stuff, montage went too fast.
Yeah, that's very true. It got really fast really quick.
Then Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel.
That is to me,
there's a huge mic drop.
They wanted to leave on a high note. That was the high note. There was a lot of good stuff here. Out of and this is saying a lot from me, I loved the Xbox presentation and all that. I felt like Nintendo had it was a punch straight to the mouth, man.
They easily won.
Yeah, they came out and they gave me Luigi's Mansion 3. They gave me great Super Smash Brothers DLC content. They gave me Zelda Link's Awakening. No More Heroes 3, which isn't even for me, but it's a great game. You have Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You have a game that's going to sell incredibly well in Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. And then you hit me with a whole collection of games like Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein, right? That are going to be optimized for Switch. And then you're like, oh, here's an uppercut. Boom.
By the way.
Zelda.
Knockout.
Nobody saw that coming. I didn't think they were going to come out with another Zelda.
Yeah.
Not this soon. So
I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet. I probably should get into it. It's a game I'm aware of its greatness, but I just haven't got to it yet. Because I still have to get to Mario Odyssey, too.
Mario Odyssey is, in my opinion, God, man, I really love Super Mario 64, and I still feel like Super Mario 64 might be the best Mario game of all time. And I would also put Super Mario Sunshine up there, and it's really hard for me to pick.
Sunshine's the best 3D, in my opinion.
It would be really hard for me to pick between.
Odyssey, so.
It's really hard for me to pick between those three. Yeah. But if you put a gun to my head, I'm probably picking Odyssey.
You ever played Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's underrated, but it's great. That's a game. Hey, someone remaster that, because that was good.
Yeah. Go for it. You're remastering everything else.
Yeah.
That game is amazing.
So I feel a little morose doing this, but I got to give Nintendo a nod over Microsoft here. I got to give Nintendo a 9 out of 10 on their presentation. They didn't have all the glitz and glamour. Yeah, they didn't have all the glitz and glamour. They didn't have the big stage. They didn't have all the cool special effects.
Yeah.
They didn't have a Ferrari on the stage or anything like that.
Xbox can... Oh, they're not going to do it. But I wish they learn from this, and next year's E3, they do what Nintendo does. And no messing around, just game. And none of that, like, going under the stage, and none of that. That was dumb. That was a huge waste of time. Speaking of waste of time, we didn't mention about Square Enix. They talked about Final Fantasy VII, a remake, or a game that's getting remade.
For like 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah, it was a long time. I almost felt like they were giving too much of the game away.
Also, whenever the Final Fantasy VIII remaster was announced, they said, and finally the game you're waiting for, Final Fantasy VIII remaster.
No. No, I mean, I love Final Fantasy VIII, but I gotta say, man, people have been like, people forget this. When they initially announced the PlayStation 3, they announced it and they showed a white, a silver, and a black console. And they also did a tech demo of a Final Fantasy VII remake. And people saw that as, oh, they're going to remake Final Fantasy VII. And it's hard to believe this, but that was like 2005.
Yeah.
So people have been looking for this game for almost 15 years now. So yes, I get the excitement. 20 minutes was probably too much, but at the same time, you're right. That's the game people were looking for, not Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. As good a game as Final Fantasy VIII is.
So, E3 2019. My final words is it was disappointing.
Yeah, I liked it. I had fun. A lot of information to digest. I hope you guys liked the episode.
How long was it?
We're at an hour and 52 minutes.
Dang. I told you it was going to be long. You said 45 minutes.
Yeah. So we may need to... I'm going to have to talk to Andy about recording the next episode back to back because I don't know if I can do that right now. So anyway, this was longer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want us to do this next year, we need the support. So watch the video on YouTube, give us a like on YouTube, leave us a comment, and if you're listening to the audio only version, check it out, leave us a review on iTunes, maybe share it with a friend. I mean, this was a lot
Sorry
of...
if we offended you.
I don't think we offended anybody. Maybe with the Square Enix stuff, but for real, support it because we're going to look at this and go, is it worth, because this is 6 hours of stuff to watch. Plus maybe more than 6 hours, plus 2 hours to record it, and then we got to edit and all that.
EA's alone was 2 hours or 3 hours long.
It was just people sitting on couches talking. So much of it was nonsense in between. So much EA Play was nonsense in between. You know what helped me out with EA Play was there was some really nice fella in the comments who posted timestamps. He was like, skip to here. They just talk. He put in the comments, he's like, just skip here. They don't say anything. So that guy really helped me out. But anyway, support it. Other than that, check us out, deadchannelduo.com. And we'll see you next year for E3. Maybe check out DC 33 after this. That's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Bye.